that was frustrating because we created an awful lot of good chances, and the goals we conceded, Jarrod said, they were goals that were avoidable.
Yeah, it happens sometimes. I think, like you say, we had a good start, good chance with Thomas. I think Vardy had an opportunity as well. We tried to be in the front foot. We're playing against a good team, I have to say that. That are obviously fighting for the Champions League. So the goal probably affected us a little bit too much, a bit more than we would like it to. Obviously, it gives them confidence. But these things happen in football. The players tried to stay in it, tried to stay competitive. I think they were. Start the second half quite well as well. Balls into the box. Thought we'd make some changes just to try to get some more impetus in the game. And then just as we did that, we conceded. So it was 2-0 and a marginal goal. But credit to the players, they dug in, carried on. The spirit was there. The substitutes came in and had a right go. So we came up short, but which is disappointing. But there was a lot there as well.
That probably was disappointing. You made the changes, and then the goal happened within seconds. Yeah. But you could see the positive impact those players made, and the last half an hour played some really good stuff.
Yeah, we did. I mean, it was not an easy game. Lots of stop starts and a bit of frustration there. But I thought the boys pushed towards the end. You can see the reaction of Nottingham Forest. They were hanging on. But again, we came up a little bit short, so we have to lick our wounds and go again for next week.
It's been a lot of games where it's probably the same for a lot of the Premier League. Is that the teams there's not a lot of difference in the quality between most of the teams, and it's just taking those chances, isn't it? And games, probably half a dozen of the games that we've not won, it's literally this and that, and we could have been ending up with 10 or 15 more points.
Yeah, but we have to do better. That's what it is. That's the challenge for us. We have to lift the level because you can't sit around waiting for the margins to turn. You've got to make them turn. But that's fine. That's what we know. We as I said before, we inherited a situation where the team has conceded a lot of goals. We feel that we've changed that. We feel like we've made the team more competitive. In every game, we've been competitive. But nevertheless, the points tally, what we want to do isn't as big as we'd like. Having said that, attack-wise, we've made some steps, but not enough. And again, to the teams that are competing in the Champions League, there is still a difference there that we have to strive to get better and try to get towards.
I know you were asked in your press conference after the United game about the reaction of the players that you've informed that are leaving, and yet again today, Cress and Vladdy couldn't have given you any more, could they?
No, but again, I said after the game, that's never in doubt. They're fantastic professionals, people, servants to the club. It's just to be appreciative and to thank them and to just to wish them well because they've been incredible for us.
And it says something about the squad that, there's the cliche on the beach, but we certainly weren't on the beach today, even though we're not playing for European qualification or trying to stay up. That was a performance of a team that was giving it all to the end.
No, I think so. I think they were fighting for that. They were fighting for the four lads that were leaving us. They were fighting to represent that in a good way. I thought they did that. You want to win. Of course we do. We want to win. But I thought the way the team fought to the end and acted was positive. And then it's just to say thank you to the supporters again because they were fantastic with us and stuck with us and pushed us to the end. So we want to give them more, absolutely. But we have to thank them for the support this season.
Jazz, I suppose ultimately, obviously, a lot about the boys who are leaving, but ultimately the game of football today, it's disappointing to end our season with a home defeat.
Yeah, last home game. When we're sitting here, we lost the game. We wanted it, for the occasion for Cressy, Vladdy, Lucas, Ingsy. We wanted to end on a high, and as a group, we wanted to end on a high for the fans that have stuck with us all season when it's been disappointing. So we've let them down today by not winning the game.
Sort of game that kind of summed the season up a bit. We played well in patches, we created some good chances, but couldn't get the ball in the net. And then a mistake, and then a set piece where we normally hope to defend them better.
Yeah, two of the goals are avoidable on our behalf, which is the most frustrating thing because I thought we started the game well. Tom had a header that was saved. We had a couple of entries into their box, and started really on the front foot. And then a mistake happens in football. I think everyone makes mistakes in football. It's just ultimately when it's a goalie, sometimes it can cost you. But it's one of those things. Fond didn't let his head drop, and I think as a group we didn't let our head drop. We kept going, and then we concede a soft set piece, and then we can't defend it well enough, and then they go 2-0 up. But again, it's easy to deflate in that situation, 2-0 down. But we kept going, got the goal, had some really good chances, keeper made some good saves from them, but we just couldn't get the goal. But ultimately we're sat here losing the last home game of the season.
Another goal for yourself, 12 in the league this year.
Yeah, no, it was like I said, I always love scoring goals, and it was just one of those where the ball fell to me, and it was just put your foot through it, make sure your touch is right, hit it on target. Managed to do that. A couple more blocked, a couple more crosses that was, getting blocked as well. But I was just trying to leave everything out there as well as I know that I can do. I might lose the ball here and there. I might dribble and run into a crowd or lose the ball. But I think with me, it's always wanting to try and be the difference or create something for the team. And I'll never try and hide away from that.
How hard was it to concentrate in that last 17 minutes of added time? I mean, it seemed like the game was stopping every few seconds for something or other, and we're trying to get back in it, but we couldn't get any sort of fluidity or momentum because the game kept stopping. Yeah, I mean, I think the ref lost control a little bit, and they were getting a lot of softer free kicks that was frustrating, and not much going in our way. And they're winning away from home. They wanted to kill the game, which is understandable. But I thought a lot of decisions went against us today, which probably slowed the momentum of the game down a little bit. Just lastly, then, firstly, how are you? Because that looked painful when you crashed into the post. Yeah, no, it's one of those. It's probably had harder hits when I was younger, but growing up in Leominster, Herefordshire. But no, it's all right. It's just one of those things. Blood, sweat, and tears playing for this club. So yeah, I'll be fine. It probably looks worse than what it is. And just lastly, then, you mentioned the 4 lads earlier. We're going to miss them, aren't we? Yeah, no, it's you become teammates, but you also become friends as well. And they've been embedded into this club's history. Lucas Crest longer than me. Vladdy came similar time to me. Ingsy, was here when we won the European trophy as well. So all 4 big key figures in the dressing room. And like I said, friends as well as just teammates. But you see Cressy, you see Vladdy playing. They've played 2 games now since they've been told they're leaving the club, and you wouldn't know because, and like I said last week, I think I said it last week, it's a credit to themselves for how they come in, knows what it takes to play for this club, the privilege of playing in the Premier League, and I think they understand that, and they haven't let anyone down since the time that they've been here. Same with Lucas, same with Ingsy, every single day. And Cressy got a brilliant reception today. Vladdy the same, and they deserve it because they're embedded into this club's history. And it's always a difficult time of football when these situations happen. But like I said, I think the 4 lads can hold their heads really high. They credit to themselves the way that they've dealt with it and been with the group. Aaron, Hammer of the Year, first season here, so to end it as the Player of the Year, that's a lovely thing. Yeah, man, it's amazing. Good feeling, great achievement, for myself, and my aim is just to keep pushing and keep improving. Do you feel that love from the fans? Yeah, from the moment I joined, the love's always been there, and that's also been the help for my performance. What's been the secret of you being so consistent this year? I'd just say just having faith, having the support around me, the team, family, fans, it's all as one, And you look like you've got a real confidence about your play going back and going forward. Yeah, I'm just playing my game, and trying to improve where I can and, just keep working hard. And while it's nice to get them individual awards, next year we want to be better, don't we, as a team, finish higher up the table? Yeah, definitely. And, I think we'll bounce back from this season and, look to improve and hopefully a better season next season. Good man. Thank you. Thank you.